Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We are about to open a foundational, and I have to say, one of the most polarizing texts in modern strategic thinking.
Absolutely.
This is part one of our three-part masterclass on power, a special from our book breakdown series.
And we are really opening the manual on human psychology here. The source material itself calls this a handbook on the arts of indirection.
Right.
And that tells you everything you need to know. The next few minutes are going to be uncomfortable, high stakes, and I think intensely revealing.
Our mission today is laser-focused. We're going straight into three crucial insights from the foundational laws. We're talking Law 1, Law 3, and Law 6.
These are the big ones. Managing superiors, hiding goals, and demanding attention.
And we are not just summarizing these, we are putting them on trial. We're going to hit this from two completely conflicting angles.
On one side, you've got the advocate, the argument that these are, essential survival tools, time-tested ways to navigate the modern world.
And I'll be taking that side. But on the other, we have the skeptic.
And that's me. Arguing these are, frankly, immoral tactics that might get you a short-term win, but they guarantee long-term isolation. Total downfall, even.
So it's a debate on whether power is worth the price of, well, maybe your soul.
You have to understand the rules of the game before you can even decide if you want to play.
Okay, let's unpack this. We'll start at the very beginning with maybe the most dangerous relationship in any power structure, the one between you and your master, Law 1. It sets the tone for the entire system. Do not surpass the master.
Yeah.
Now, on the surface, that seems simple, right? Don't challenge the boss.
Sure.
But the core insight here is that power is fundamentally a zero-sum psychological game.
That's it exactly. The real point of Law 1 is that your brilliance, your talent, is often seen as a direct threat to the master's psychological comfort.
A subtraction from their security.
Yes. So it's not enough to just be competent, you have to be strategically differential.
Okay, so break down that psychology. The source says the danger is in showing off your talents too much. Why is just being good at your job interpreted as a threat?
Because a truly secure master, a confident one, doesn't need to be reminded of their superiority. The kind of superior Law 1 is designed for is, well, they're usually insecure, fragile.
Or maybe just past their prime.
Right, and when you shine, their fear is instantly triggered. The book warns that the master will feel threatened and that insecurity is a fast track to your ruin. They will find a way to get rid of you.
So as the advocate, I see this as just advanced self-defense. If your master is, as the book says, easily aroused to envy, you have to protect yourself from that.
And the protection the law prescribes is strategic flattery. The path to influence isn't being better, it's actively making your master look more brilliant than they are.
You have to attribute your success, your ideas back to them.
Exactly. Find a way to say your victory was really born from their wisdom.
So it's a trade. You're trading your current glory for future influence. You're using flattery as currency. The source gives that great example of Louis XIV and his finance minister, Fouquet.
Fouquet threw a better party.
He outshone the master in every way and paid the price. He failed to manage the king's ego.
Exactly. But now, here's the skeptic's argument. What is the profound, long-term cost of constantly censoring yourself?
What do you mean?
This strategy requires you to dim your own light, maybe for years. You are sacrificing your true ability, and sometimes you're actively playing dumb.
Isn't that just political maturity? You're worried about self-esteem. I'm worried about getting fired. If the cost of keeping my job is a little internal resentment, isn't that a worthwhile transaction?
But it creates such a dangerous precedent. If you spend your whole career managing other people's insecurities, you get trapped by their mediocrity. You start rewarding weak leadership by reinforcing the illusion of their brilliance. And over time, you just attract more and more superiors who demand this kind of self-diminishment. Your own talent never gets to see the light of day.
I'd argue the immediate payoff is protection. And protection is the foundation for any ambition. You have to survive the master to become the master.
Survival at the cost of your best work, maybe. But, speaking of attention, let's make a hard pivot. If Law 1 is about surviving the politics above you, Law Simil is all about how you thrive in the politics all around you.
Right. We go from strategic invisibility straight to unavoidable spectacle. Law 6. Attract attention at any cost. This is the doctrine of pure appearance.
And the rationale is, it's brutal. It's clear. Everything is judged by appearance. What is unseen does not count. If you're quietly brilliant, the power structure just ignores you.
That is the ruling. The law says you must not be lost in the crowd, or I love this phrase, buried in oblivion.
You have to be prominent, exciting, unavoidable.
This is pure theater, drama, self-promotion.
The book actually unites becoming bigger, more colorful, and more mysterious than the dull masses. And this often means you have to stir up some calculated controversy.
Right, because even bad attention is still attention. Scandal can create a spotlight.
Exactly. You have to be willing to attract negative attention just as much as positive.
I find this one fascinating, especially now in our age. How do you get influence without first having a platform? You can't. The source talks about embracing mystery, not being completely knowable. That mystery makes you different. It draws attention. Attention gives you status, and status is the first step to power.
Okay, but this is a huge risk, and this is where the skeptic comes in hard. If everything is judged by appearance,
which it is,
then focusing only on attention at any cost means you risk ignoring the substance you need to actually back it up.
Well, that's on you.
If you're just a spectacle with no foundation, your visibility just makes your eventual failure that much bigger, that much more public.
I see that as a failure of the actor, not the script. The law gives you the stage. You have to have an act. You can't just rely on being good. You have to market that you're good.
But look at how these laws combine. It's a vulnerability.
Go on.
Let's say you use Law 6 to become this extremely prominent, visible figure, but you're also relying on Law 3, which is all about deception and concealment. Now you're a highly visible target with known secretive methods. Everyone is watching you, and they're waiting for you to slip up because they already know you're fundamentally untrustworthy.
But that visibility is the foundation for control. You can't control what people do if they don't even know you exist. And control, that requires mastering the element of surprise.
Which brings us right to the centerpiece of indirection, the art of the hidden agenda.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Let's talk about Law 3. Conceal your intentions. This is really the tactical heart of the whole philosophy. The benefit is all about surprise.
And the mechanism is creating psychological uncertainty.
Exactly. The goal is to keep people unbalanced, off-kilter, ignorant. If your opponents, and that includes friends, rivals, even your master, if they have no idea what you're really after, they can't prepare a defense.
They're just reacting to your feints.
Constantly.
And this is way more sophisticated than just lying. The source advises using smoke screens.
Right. So you actively pretend to have a completely different objective. You feign interest in some minor project, get all your rivals focused on that, while your real goal is to seize control of a whole other division.
And as the advocate, I have to say this is absolutely crucial. This is about control and self-preservation. This is how you control the tempo of the information. If your opponent is chasing smoke, you always have the upper hand. The ability to surprise is the ability to dominate.
Okay, but what's the cost of maintaining that mental fog? To do this successfully, you have to hide your true feelings, your real ambitions, from everyone, even your allies.
That's the price of security. Blunt transparency gives up your greatest weapon. Surprise. The powerful never announce their real goal until it's too late for anyone to stop them. This isn't malice, it's just smart planning.
But let's focus on the relational damage, the long-term damage, which is irreparable. If you're constantly living by Law 3, using deception, you fundamentally erode any capacity for trust.
You accept that risk. It's part of the game.
But the fallout is catastrophic. People will eventually realize they're being kept unbalanced. They'll figure out they've been played. And that realization, that is a massive trigger for hatred, for vengeance.
So you make enemies.
You trade reliable, genuine support for a series of fragile, tactical wins. So when a real crisis hits, and it will, and you actually need loyal allies, you'll be standing alone, surrounded by people you once misled.
The source material would suggest that isolation is just a consequence of operating at that high level. You're playing a different game, and it requires years of practice. So if we synthesize these three, if we look at Law 1 requiring deference, Law 6 requiring attention, and Law 3 demanding deceit, you see a foundation built entirely on manipulating perception.
Oh, they are highly effective for short-term goals, no question. They give you an immediate advantage by controlling how people see you and react to you. It's the toolkit for rapid ascent.
But there's this intense tension underneath it all, isn't there? By mastering these, you build a public self on theatricality and secrecy, and you risk attracting enemies who are drawn to your visibility.
And creating enemies out of former allies who finally realize they were either minimized by you or just flat out misled. The power game is long. Vengeance has a long memory.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? The source calls these guiding principles for learning the game of power. Are they truly guides to self-defense?
Or are they just guides to becoming the necessary villain? The game requires a commitment to calculated risk, and maybe the biggest risk of all is alienation.
Well, think about this for a second. There's another law, one that says you should avoid people who are miserable or unlucky.
Right.
If you successfully use laws 1, 3, and 6 and you inevitably alienate people, you operate with constant suspicion. Won't you eventually become that unlucky, isolated person that others are told to avoid?
Wow.
The very strategies meant to lift you up might just make you a powerful, yet profoundly lonely, social outcast.
That is a powerful thought to end on. The game isn't just mastering the tactics, it's surviving their consequences.
And this was only part 1 of our 3-part masterclass on power. We've just established the foundation: deference, deceit, and visibility.
We really encourage you to subscribe and join us for part 2. We're going to dive into the later laws from 17 all the way to 32. We'll be getting into psychological warfare, how to crush enemies entirely, how to master deep control over your rivals.
You do not want to miss the next deep dive into the higher stakes of power. We'll see you then.